From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
Well, hello everyone, and just kind of that daily reminder. I feel like I need to kind of do this for a while to really help promote Weather NorCal, because the more and more as I kind of go out in public, the more I'm realizing that there are just a lot of people who don't know about this. So it's up to all of us to help kind of spread the word about Weather NorCal. Let people know that they can go to weathernorcal.com. Let you know, of course, you can go to the YouTube channel for all the latest video updates, / at Weather NorCal, Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, coming to Apple TV soon. And not to mention, your Apple and your Android devices all have a free app available for them, Weather NorCal. All right, so I'm happy to announce that I'm not expecting any more thunderstorms starting Sunday and pretty much through all of next week. So the chances for thunderstorms are finally moving on out of here. So then we focus our attention to the temperatures, especially this time of the year. Now, it was pretty hot over the weekend. It will continue to be hot over the weekend, but temperatures will start to drop going through next week. So by the middle of next week, we see the peak of the cooling trend, and then temperatures start to go back up again going into the end of next week and into that next weekend. But overall, I'm not expecting any major heat waves heading our way anytime soon. Now we look at the hour-by-hour forecast going into tonight. Still pretty mild for the valley tonight, only dropping down in the low to mid 70s. And then as we take a look at the highs for Sunday, yeah, it's getting warmer. 105 for Redding and Red Bluff, and about 101 for a high in Chico. Now we take a look at our mountains forecast, and this is looking for your Sunday. So starting in the morning, you can see we slowly increase, but mid to upper 80s for places like the northern and eastern mountains. Now the east mountains, though, places like Susanville, about 92, but Paradise a bit warmer with a high of about 97 degrees. So we do have these disturbances off to the west, but it's mainly another disturbance to our north and west that will eventually really help to kind of cool us off as we do go into next week. But I want to show you the fire potential for Sunday, because what you'll notice here, the valley in particular here, kind of take note, it's within that moderate risk. So you kind of start asking yourself, well, why is it not a low risk like it has been the last several days? Well, we focus our attention to the winds. And I am seeing some indication. You'll notice here as we go into Sunday, you see this little area of green. That's where we're seeing those winds begin to kind of pick up a little bit here. So that certainly is something that we've got to keep our eyes on. That could help to dry things out, especially with that north wind. But the good news is it looks like those winds should die down as we take you into your Monday. So they won't be quite as strong. We're not seeing that area of 20 miles an hour or higher. All right, so let's take a look at Futurecast. And we're going to pretty much eliminate any chances for thunderstorms for your Sunday. Here's Sunday through the day. Just some of those afternoon cumulus clouds in the mountains, but that will be it. I'm not anticipating any thunderstorms. And how about Monday? Pretty much the same situation, just the afternoon clouds in the mountains, but no showers or thunderstorms. That will continue into Monday and through all of next week. Now, there has been some indication from the long-range forecast models that by next weekend, we could be talking about a potential for some showers and thunderstorms. Now, the latest forecast models are backing off on that. So the overall, just not feeling like it's going to look like the confidence, let's put it that way. The overall confidence is not looking all that great for thunderstorms going into next weekend. So for now, we'll kind of keep that dry through next week, and not to mention that next weekend. All right, let's take a look at the temperatures again and see how we're going to kind of peak today for your Sunday and Monday, and then temperatures start to drop. You see how by Wednesday, those temperatures are actually peaking with that cooling trend, and then they go back up. So another little heat wave going into next weekend, but notice how the temperatures are trending downward after that. So it's that roller coaster ride continuing. Now what's happening is we're kind of seeing two bubbles of heat that are going to have an impact on our weather. This one here continues to kind of drive down to the south, and this cooler air will start to drive down to the south as well. So by Wednesday, that's the peak of the cooling trend, as that cooler air helps to push this heat to the south and east and prevent that heat from moving in from the west. But that moves on out, and what's going to happen is we're going to see a very broad ridge of high pressure. Now, this is something I've been noticing here and seeing in the forecast models for the last 4 or 5 days, and it looks like it's still holding true. Now, the overall intensity and where the area of high pressure is has been changing daily, but the overall trend is showing that yes, through next week and into that next weekend, we're going to see this broad ridge of high pressure begin to build in. And that'll keep things warm, but it's not a major heat wave by any stretch of the imagination. All right, so for tonight, low to mid 70s in the valley, so still fairly mild overnight. And then for the mountains, we're mainly in the 60s for those overnight lows. And for tomorrow, is continuing to warm up. We could get up to 105 for Redding and Red Bluff, 101 for Chico, 100 for Oroville, and not to mention for Willows. And for the mountains, in the 80s and 90s. So looking at your 7-day forecast, you got those temperatures also kind of going up and down. And notice for the mountains, no one is seeing a chance for showers or thunderstorms. So again, we're finally taking those out of the forecast, even for your Sunday. But there you can see temperatures kind of dropping by Wednesday, the peak. That's pretty much for everyone. Then they start to go back up going into that next weekend. And for the valley, same story. Of course, no showers or thunderstorms, but we are seeing those temperatures drop down in the low to mid 90s by Wednesday, and then could be back in the triple digits by that next weekend. Although Chico may most likely dodge the triple digits at least for Saturday of next week.